Welcome to Developer Productivity for GenAI Apps. First, let me ask a question. Who, before 2020 or 2021, who was working on GenAI? Anyone? Almost, I guess that everyone is a Java developer, right? Or raise your hand if you are, okay. Okay, Alex, thanks. So, this talk is about developer productivity for GenAI apps. My name is EDDÚ Melendez. I am software engineer at Docker, also a test container co-maintainer, Java champion, and you can find me on X and GitHub as EDDÚ Melendez. So, generative AI, it refers to AI created content, images, music, even music. I was looking at some sessions, previous sessions, and they were generating music using AI. It was really, really cool. And in the past, mostly Python developers probably were working on this space in AI, right? But nowadays, everyone is interested in this topic. Like two weeks ago, I was working on some demos to show you today. So I want to share what we have been working on. So it's going to be easy for everyone to work on this space. So there is a lot of new words, right? LLMs, embeddings, vector stores, prompts, RAG similarity searches. Like, okay, I don't know anything about this. And you don't have to, like, not in details, probably. The LLMs are the models that you will be using in order to use your prompts, and the prompts are the sentences that you will be asking to the model in order to get some responses, some content. There are also embeddings. The embeddings are basically the information that are stored in the vector stores. And the vector store is a database. So there are new technologies rising nowadays, but also the technologies that we used to use, such as Postgres, Elasticsearch, Oracle, are also in this sector. What else? The RAG for augmented generation. It will enhance the responses that you will be getting from the models that you are running, and also the similarity search. It's just a query that you're performing against the database or the vector stores, but it will be based on the vector information that is storing. So the numbers generated by the embeddings. So if we look at the GenAI overview, we basically need an application that it will be integrating all those technologies that we mentioned. We need a model to pick a model. We also need the vectorization. It means the content that we want to store in the vector database. We need to create the vectors for those, storing in the database, and then consume it. The components that we are using, let's put some technologies in this space. In the front-end container, or in the, it's basically the application that we will be using. There is a Ollama service that is in charge of running the models. So imagine Docker, but for models. That's Ollama. And then we have the database container, which in this case is Neo4j, but as I said, there are many technologies nowadays that use it. And of course, there are other stuff related to it, like loading the information, basically for ingestion of the documents that you want to embed on the vector store. The LangChain is a framework in JavaScript and Python, but we also have some options in the Java space in order to do this, to play this role. Okay, but this is the problem, right? As a developer, as a Java developer, I want to use the tools that I know in the GenAI world. And what are those tools? I am a Java developer. I am very familiar with Java. Spring, one of those technologies. Spring offers a Spring AI module in which you can interact with models, vector stores. LangChain is another very popular library that it also has many integrations with vector stores and different models as well. And we have Quarkus. Quarkus It's integrated with LangChain4j in order to do that. So if you are using any of those libraries, then you will be into the GenAI world as well. And in order to run Ollama, and Ollama will be running the models, and if you are using any vector search or vector store, you will be also, you need those services in order to run it, right? So the way to run it in an isolated way is using Docker. So if you are familiar already with Docker, you can start those technologies just right away via a command line, for example. Ollama is a management tool for local LLMs, and this is the CLI command that you need to execute in order to run Ollama. But there is also test containers, and as you can see, test containers has the AI already in there. So thanks. So it's perfect also for the GenAI world. In order to run Ollama, you can use the Java code. The generic container, you will say, this is the image that you want to use, the expose port. And test containers offer different modules, okay? We have many, many modules, databases, message brokers, cloud emulators, and all of that. NoSQL databases. But in January, we started working on some GenAI modules, or some technologies that are used for GenAI. So we have some databases. We have Ollama in there, ChromaDB, Redis, Web8, Milbus, Quadrant. And in order to use one of those, for example, is Ollama. So you need to import the library, and you will be using Ollama container. That's it. And you can say, but generic container is just short enough, and this one is just hiding the expose port. But behind the scenes, Ollama container is also detecting if your environment has GPUs, and if it has, then the Ollama container will be using those. And that's great. So let's go to the demo. Very quickly, I will explain what we are doing here. So this is a Spring AI application. The Spring AI application, we will be using two things, Ollama and Quadrant. Quadrant is the vector store. Ollama will be running the model. So I am already using, thanks to Thomas, for creating this image. Ollama is running the Llama 3 model. And Spring Boot 3.1 offers test containers integration already. So we are using service connections in order to let my Spring application to connect with those services. Let me show you what is coming in Spring AI version 1 is the Spring AI Spring Boot test containers module that is providing this integration. And this is the ingestion. So I am consuming a couple of documents, the Java modules. So of course, Java has more modules, but we are providing this information to it. There is also a PDF with the how to run the Ollama container. And the ingestion part is basically reading those files, adding some metadata, and adding those documents to the vector store. After that, my application will be performing a similarity search to the vector database, and then adding those documents to the prompts that I am sending to the model running in Ollama. And then I will expect some responses. Of course, this is the test containers help controller, and this is the just playing around with the model here. So let's start the container, the application, and let's perform some queries. The first examples will be running against the model without any other information. So let's see how accurate it is. Is Quadrant starting right now? Okay, processing 2 files. I think it's already, okay, it already started. So let's ask the application and the model, what's test containers? Okay, and it says test containers open source library that provides simple, consistent way to create and manage containers for testing purposes, simplifying creating and managing test environments such as database, message queues. Is almost accurate. Okay. Now let's ask if it knows about all the containers, the test containers modules available. So it says it has JUnit 4, 5, Spring Boot Starter. I think this one doesn't belong to test containers itself. Postgres, SQL. So we can see that it's not providing the right information. Let's ask how many modules are. It says only 14, but that's false because we have many more. And the last one is how can I use Olama with test containers in Java? Okay, Olama builder with database config, not accurate at all. So now, as I mentioned before, we have provided some documents to the model with information already about the modules and how to use Olama. So now let's ask again, but these are different endpoints. So what's test containers? And I think it will be shorter, the response. So, okay, test containers is a Java library that allows you to easily create and manage containers. It provides simple way to run Olama, Postgres, and many more. Okay, more accurate information. Well, we can ask in different ways because the idea of the model is to understand the human language and response in the same way. It says it's more accurate indeed. Test containers is a Java library that allows you to create environments. It also provides the Olama module in there as an example because it's the only information that it has. So now let's ask about, do you know which containers modules are available? And it says, okay, pgvector, Olama, MySQL, or Redpanda, because those are the only ones that I provided in the document. And we can switch the question to how many modules are available in test containers, and it will say 4 documents. It's not like a select from count table, from the table. And now let's ask about Olama with test containers. Let's see how accurate it is. Okay, it says this is the dependency. You can use Olama, import this dependency in Maven, in Gradle. This is the version that you can use. You can execute, you can pull the image executing a command and commit the image and all of that. That's great. That's great because it knows about the information that we have been providing, the real documentation in the Java project. So now, okay, I am developing the application. How can I make sure that it works as expected? Should I run this like many times? Because one of the challenges I get is writing the right prompts. And this is the challenge that almost everyone will be having, I think. But thanks to a colleague called Ignacy, we have written some tests for non-deterministic answers to make them a little bit more deterministic so we can test it right away. So for example, we have some prompts. We are calling the services as we did it manually, and we are asking some questions. So which test containers modules are available in Java? So we are expecting this in the response. Also with prompts. What else? How can I use test containers with Olama in Java? And we are asking that at least it should contain this information. So we will see that the test passed because it's answering as we expect. As we have asked this expectation, so that's good. And you're using Spring AI. If you're already familiar with the Spring framework, then Spring AI is the project that you should take a look. We are also using Docker, and Docker is enabling the dependencies that we need to run our services and test containers in order to integrate it and use a declarative way to use those dependencies as well. So at Docker, we have released a GenAI stack document that you can take a look at it. It mentions, it gives an introduction about GenAI, the stack that you need to take into account, and we are waiting for feedback about this, please. What else? Well, there are some resources related to test containers, testcontainers.com, the Getting Started site, the different modules that we have, and of course the demo, you can find it in this repository, Atomic Jar Spring AI demo. And of course, as I show you, those are the, this is the module catalog where you can find all the vector databases. And also, let me show you, for example, Llama. Llama is available in Java and Go, and both of them detect GPUs. I was also using Test Containers Cloud. Test Containers Cloud has the environment with GPU enables, so I was powered by that. And thank you so much.